from Infamous, and then Cordova, DefQ from Impunity, Outlaws, Chingy. Rosie Mitosi, I think he was one of the newer rosters, newer guys, so to speak. But yeah, they are powerhouses.
Yes, these are teams that have pro team aspirations. Actually, they do.
They are worlds.
They are pro team quality completely. Of course, with a few additions here and there, they are locking in those bands already. Finn, always been a mainstay, as well as Flicker, for higher level competition, and you see that right now. Anka, definitely going to be banned out. I kind of expect the Yates to pop out, but Lance is going to be the priority. As I've been saying, man, these are the priority picks that you have to ban out whenever you try to go higher. And it's basically basically one of the hook gods, right? Just choose one of the hook gods.
Choose one of the hook
and
gods.
Be done with it. Yates gonna be the better one of the two. Sherman Walker has some limitations to itself, but definitely you don't want them together in the same composition.
Inara's wide open. Inara has been picked once again, yet again.
It's gonna be interesting.
I really find it weird though that they straight out ban Flicker.
I mean, in higher level plays, it's a bit different from what we've been seeing. I mean, not to say anything bad, but you know, they kind of, as a few people on the chat did say, kind of lower. You're kind of playing like 2 patches back.
Yeah,
I saw that they've been seeing. They've been showing us with the picks, but you know, if you are really super duper up to date with the meta, this is what you're gonna experience. This is what you're gonna see.
And we are going to see a proper Inara here, I think. I guess.
Hope. I kind of hope, because you don't first pick it for no reason. I mean, these teams, they practice together, and they do that in a very aggressive way usually, because Vainglory games tend to get, you know, you kind of tend to get, you queue up right away afterwards, and the mobile games tend to go shorter than the usual, like, really long games in the PC. So you kind of have a lot of practice in your belt already by the end of the day, and usually, you know, that usually results into very well practiced heroes, even though they just came out like weeks
even
in.
days.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of the current setup right now is kind of like how Brent Esports picked up Inara. They immediately locked in Inara and gave it to Wayam, but then Wayam wasn't able to shine because there weren't any hardcore crowd controls in their side. Right now we see an Arden, we do see a Grumpjaw as well that can easily zone out anybody.
Absolutely.
To assist Inara in securing the kills. Flip side though, we got Yates, we got Grace, we got Baron, we got Churnwalker.
They did combo it up in the end.
Hook City,
baby.
Is it a Ringo? Oh, it's not a Ringo.
Of course not. Come on. Don't get your hopes up. You know you're gonna get broken down, man.
It's a Ringo. Come on.
You know you're gonna get broken down.
Give me a Ringo. Roasty me toasty.
It's gonna be a Gwen for sure. If not a Gwen Varia, but it does get locked in. Sorry, my friend.
I got really hopeful there. I saw Ringo again being hovered.
Yes, that's absolutely fine though. Right now, of course, we have a game on our hands, ladies and gents. Very solid composition here with solid front line for Impunity, and it's gonna be Hook City on the left. A lot of tanky front lines, basically just making sure that you have a surviving Silvernail, and that's their recipe for success. Keep Silvernail alive, keep everyone alive, and we should win out the early game skirmishes. We should eke out ahead in the late game as well.
On the flip side, Inara is a bit of a concern here because Inara is just a mobile hero that can weave in and out of fights because of the second skill, because of the ultimate as well. That's gonna give everybody a speed boost, and if Inara taps it again, he's gonna be able to dash towards a location. And the Dance of Blades, the Dance of Leaves.
There you go.
Dance of Leaves. There you go. The first skill is a good AoE damage when she's stuck in the middle. Arden's there. Arden pops the gauntlet. Everybody's going to be forced to be in the middle, and they're just going to have to soak
There's
in the
no
damage.
running away from that. It's going to be engage after engage, which is exactly what's happening here in the mid lane. Full 5-on-5 action. Of course, the hook gods are going to be the ones on top usually. If it's the case, of course, you don't want to usually just give those away willy-nilly, the free hitting, right? So
yeah.
The hooks will be utilized completely, but again, they have a great front line on the Grumpjaw. They're using it to its full effect, and they are just gonna split up and go for safe lanes afterwards. But looks like there's gonna be a short invade here. You're in a bad position there. You gotta be careful.
Spaghetti and roasty me toasty. A combination. Now I'm hungry because of their names.
Yeah,
Roasty,
exactly.
Toasts and spaghetti. That's like the perfect combination.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of ghetto, but
especially if you kind of like have it like a completely toasted, like super burnt. But hold on,
the whole
hunger is real here for Bigetron. They could in Cordova, and here comes the cavalry though.
Okay, Cordova still alive to charge. Brings Cordova back into the fight, but Chingy is just gonna be there to delay any deaths.
Might be a sacrifice though. Could be, and I think it will be. First blood goes over to Bigetron.
That's worth it, in my opinion.
I think so. I mean, all that invading, all for nothing. Again, they kind of overstepped their boundaries as well in that exchange. I mean, you had no business being there when there were so many people, Bigetron, and so many hooks, like what you see right now.
Oh man, DefQ dropping low on HP. I mean, he survived. Will he survive another engagement against them? I think that is going to be the case. Spaghetti is here to back him up though, so at least he'll be alive without a shadow of a doubt.
Of course, that Vox going to take up too much damage. He's going to be forced to just stay under tower. Same story here for the bottom lane, though, for Bigetron. A lot of pressure being output by the duo. Silvernail, very healthy. I'm pretty sure the farm's also up to speed. Something that we'll have to look forward to in the coming matches.
Here's the concern, though. Bigetron got the first blood, yeah, but there is already a significant gold lead here. It's 1.7k gold lead, and that might not sound big for you guys. That is impactful, if you ask me.
That's right. No, kills are not everything. They're going way ahead on rotations, and of course, those jungle camps are also very, let's say, impactful as well on the gold distribution. Of course, Impunity is always on point with those. They don't necessarily want to go for kills. They just want to make sure all the camps are secure. All the lanes are always going into the pockets of their heroes. And they're very happy with that. And you can see the result does show.
Yeah, having the lanes being pushed out, they will have enough time to go back to the jungle camps to farm up. That's going to increase their chances of getting to their items as fast as possible. That's where Impunity shines. They're really outshining in the macro game, especially in the micro game as well. We don't have to discount them for that fact. They are really good micro players, especially DefQ, especially Spaghetti.
Exactly. Of course, that's gonna matter a lot, especially at this point of the game, where everyone's actually just relying on that sweet micro and those god-awful hooks for the meantime, though. So it's gonna be a big deal in finding out who comes out on top. Of course, I'm not sure if that Churnwalker knows he was stepping over a ward. No backup gonna be coming offered for the bottom lane here for Impunity. He's gonna have to just take all of the punishment. Of course, that's not gonna be that tower's not gonna be there for long. It's gonna take just a short amount. It's just a few more waves that should fall. And they don't want to let go of that anytime soon.
And I mean, you could let go of a turret, sure, that's fine, but make sure that you are adding pressure to the other lanes as well, and that is what Impunity is doing. They're all over the top lane here. They're trying to force out the top lane so that they could have control here over at the Crystal Trent over at the blue side.
Exactly. Look at that. Impunity, they're going for the fights. Oh man, Baron gonna be taken with a fadeaway kill here by Impunity.
As he was dashing away,
he was dashing away. Just the mangled corpse right next to its shirt.
Kind of like Mega Man.
What is that? Well, come on, he didn't have to. Why?
Hey.
I know it's been years, but it's still way too soon. I'm just kidding.
What do you mean
Let's
years?
go here.
Mega Man released again.
Did he?
Mega Man 11.
Oh yeah, the new one. Right.
It's right.
Isn't that like a reference to the older ones though?
Yeah, it was. You were. I think you were talking about X.
Oh yeah.
Not Mega Man.
Aren't they the same person? In my mind, they are the same person.
They're
Let's get into that later, though. For the meantime,
let's go back into this.
Definitely gonna catch.
Oh, the superhero landing!
The Yates ultimate catches Cordova.
Hook.
There, he's not going anywhere. For sure. Oh no!
Oh, he did. There was a bit of a latency there, but I thought he
that was
survived
funny.
that.
That was funny. He definitely connected. So, but anyway, that was just a latency thing. Funny thing here. So Go Swing, definitely a real objective here for Bigetron. They are controlling the majority of the map, even though they are quite behind in gold. And so far, looks like they're having fun right there. Silver Nail just free hitting on the Chingy. Not even stressing. They're just walking, and they're just like, "Hey, this is my phone. Where you going?" He goes down.
I think Impunity finally found their match.
I think so.
But
Bigetron, man.
It's still too early to tell because Impunity still has that gold advantage that is pretty significant here.
Absolutely. Of course, Impunity still has a lot of pressure in their hands. They are going to use the Inar, but looks like he's caught in a bad position. 2v4 right now. Cordova going to go down.
Caught between a rock and a hard place.
Sad life. Crystal Trent there just to watch as the bodies burn. Arden next on the docket. Spaghetti McMenny.
That's going to be a defensive gauntlet to get away.
Yeah, just gauntlets out. You kind of rarely see that happen though, like over the wall gauntlet. Yeah. It's funny to watch. Anyway, for the meantime though, Bigetron, they're really capitalizing on their map control. Even though again they are behind on gold. Man, Gwen's in a bad spot, isn't he?
Yates has been on the roll with the hook. So far, I've never seen him miss.
This is why you break up this combo. You do not let the Churn Walker and the Yates in one spot because you have so many projectile crowd controls that you have to watch out for. And as much as you are good with micro, you can't keep doing that all game long. One of these hooks are bound to hit, and when they do, just like that, they are fighting under tower, and you suffer a lot of damage.
And over here at the jungle, though, speaking of suffering a lot of damage, Silvernail is dropping low on HP. VQZ is dropping low. That's a 1-for-1 trade so far. Cordova is still alive for some reason, and that is just the Inara's effect there. But this is still going to be added pressure here over in the middle lane, but Impunity needs to back off. They really don't want this fight to go towards Bigetron's way.
Yeah, they really don't. I mean, they have the lead. They should capitalize on that. Gold is very much useful, especially if you have a comp that has a Vox and has a Gwen. It's gonna allow them to get maybe one item up and allow them to make a bigger impact in the coming team fight. So, as much as possible, try to get into the team fight mode if you are Bigetron, and try to stifle them while you can, because later on they're gonna just get away with the game.
Especially DefQ, he's just gonna keep kiting everyone to Kingdom Come, and we've seen that happen in the VPL back then, where Vox was able to kite 5 people for a pentakill.
That's right.
When he has like a quarter of HP left.
Hello, come here. Follow-up hook did not connect. More follow-up here in terms of team. You are trying to push out. They're not letting Bigetron just call where the tempo is. Of course, Bigetron still making sure that they control the zone. Hook in by Cerveza. I have to, have to find that out how to pronounce that. Later on though, Chingy catches someone. They are going to throw down the gauntlet. It's going to be 2v5 inside. Where is the backup? On the front line. Of course, very, very low on HP. That Baron, though, still dishing out damage non-stop throughout that fight. Keeps Impunity at bay.
Bigetron did a good job just staying away from the engagement because they know that they can't take them on in a 5v5 setting. So, hey, let's just back off, and that is exactly what they did. They tried to deal damage as much as they can.
Oh, it's going to be a fan fest here for Chingy.
Ooh, Regaldo.
Oh, man, that's a lot of damage being output by the Grumpjaw. Once you didn't have an escape to get away from that, you just ate every bit of damage. That's so bad. Quarterval, come on. He's dashing in and out. Oh my god, the micros. He's surviving so long against two members. They're probably going to get the ghosting. Way too late here for Bigetron.
The ultimate beam pop, though, that's not going to be theirs.
Ghostwing still goes over to Impunity using the Inara jukes. I kind of expect him to just fall flat on his face, but no, he did not go down without a fight, or at least go down without making some kind of impact to this lineup, and that was big.
Space creation.
Yeah.
It's the way Inara is meant to be played. Just be as mobile as possible.
Be as, what do you call this? What's the term for that? Be as, irritating as possible to the enemy team.
Kinda like Anka.
Exactly. I mean, so hard to get hold of that hero. Of course, we have a lot more to come here. For Impunity, there's still a tower open for the taken. And they are going to utilize some of the Vox power that they've already accrued. It's taking a long time, though.
Ooh, the damage output by Gwen, though. This might be big. Turnwalker's going to fall down. The ultimate beam pop, not going to connect to anybody at all. The turret is dropping low on HP, and they are focusing all their efforts there. Impunity just focusing on objectives, and I think they are going to back off at this point. Maybe try to go for Black Claw, maybe push up the top lane. I don't know.
Yeah, it's starting to look like the Bigetron Silver Nail Baron DPS lineup is also slowing down quite a bit compared to Impunity, who has been going around the map mobily, no problemo whatsoever, using that Ghostwing buff to take Black Claw as well. That is going to be huge if they lock this down. Cerberesta, of course, not going to have any of that. Scouts out the whole team. He will bait the chase, and I think he will just jump straight onto the spot. Didn't actually have much of a impact, but it will prompt Impunity to go for the chase. That's going to
be a gauntlet being popped, and they are gunning down Baron. They're gunning down Turnwalker. They're really dealing a lot of damage here to against.
Oh man, the Gwen!
That Gwen has been left alone for such a long time.
And I think it's gonna be a sure Black Claw this time. No Ghostwing buff, but absolutely monstrous lead. 6.5k on the lead. Completed items are absolutely beautiful here for the Gwen, as well as Vox.
Gwen and Vox hasn't died this game yet, and that just goes to show how big of a deal DefQ and Rosie Mitosi is when it comes to being carries.
Signs of a good carry: don't die and just keep the gold flowing in. It working out so well for Impunity here. Although right now, Bigetron under siege from the massive Impunity army. They're going in half HP on the turret. Dive in by Inara.
They're forcing them back so that the Black Claw would be able to push up. But DefQ and Chingy is dropping low on HP. Rigaldo's going to fall down.
They got the Silver Nail.
They got the Silver Nail, but they do have DefQ and Chingy as well.
They're still going on it.
It's a 2-for-2 trade.
DPS is definitely going to be missing out this time around. Where is everyone else on the map right now? Of course, Gwen just trying to snap out of that fight comfortably. Give over to Crystal Trent to Nara, who has been utilizing this hero to such a strong effect so far. Man, that's what you call job well done here.
That is.
Like, how long has Inara been out? I mean, right? I mean, how can you be that good with Inara already? That's very impressive in and of itself.
It is very impressive, and it's quite a contrast against Wayham's use of Inara during Impunity versus Brent Esports, where Inara was just straight up, I don't want to say this, but useless, because it wasn't.
Maybe the practice was lacking.
Maybe the practice, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're meant to use Inara as an annoying hero, where you just dive in and out of the fight.
Maybe they're trying to use it as a carry before, right? Maybe that's the focus of the itemization. Maybe more in survivability is the key here for Inara, just to be effective, just to make sure you're doing your job in the team fight.
Inara's actually quite effective when it comes to the late game.
Yeah.
So that was the problem with Brent Esports back then, because they weren't able to bring the game to late game, and of course
that's where she's gonna shine.
Yeah, and Impunity recognizes that, so they just opted to end it early. And I think this is going to be the goal for Impunity. Either try to go for the objectives and not go into clashes just yet, and then just wait until Inara goes online.
And guess that's going to be the question here. How long can Bigetron hold on? And will the Inara actually just bloom completely out of control in this late game? Something we'll have to find out. I think it will be found out shortly, though I don't expect this to go on any much longer. Split push pressure around the map. Two sides going to be forcing Bigetron to split up their forces. It's going to be a big question of how long can they sustain this defense.
Just multiple pushes from across the map is just applying a lot of pressure onto the side of Bigetron, and it's not working them any wonders at all. Impunity has the right mindset to just apply pressure where needed.
And so far, it's working out well for them, like splitting up mobile around the map, very fast rotations. They do get in, though. They get hooked in. Arden gonna suffer a lot of damage, but of course he's very tanky, and because of that gold lead, has a lot of HP. They will just whittle down that turret through sheer poke. It's very impressive to take down the base turret without suffering any casualties at all.
And that's just because of the pressure that they're applying. Gwen has just been able to farm left and right and able to push out the lanes, and that on its own is more than enough for Impunity to secure the game.
Yeah, I think so too, especially since their carries are actually just in such a good spot already. Like, they don't have to work too hard, you know? They're not gonna die. They're very mobile. They can dodge their own skills. They don't need the tanky babysitters that we have in front. They're doing the front line themselves. Look at that.
Look at that Vox, not giving a damn about the damages, and he's just gonna soak up everything. 300 IQ is gonna fall down, but the rest of Bigetron here are trying to go for the offensive there. Gwen takes down Grace there, so that's a double kill for him. Shingy has to fall back. Quartervault too.
Roasty
Toasty just dealing a lot of damage.
The critical hits. It is just way too much here for Bigetron. They're gonna get forced out of the way again, while Blackclaw was just being held by the Vox for the remainder of that fight.
Oh man.
Sacrifice here for the bottom lane, but they do secure the Blackclaw once more. We'll be pushing up into the mid lane.
Ghostwing is also open for contestation here, but I don't think that is going to be the goal here for Impunity.
Yeah.
They just want to end this right now.
I don't think they actually need it for the meantime. Like, they could straight up fight as long as Yates gets out of the way, as long as they can corral around the Gwen. They are gonna do great. But of course, for the meantime, they're not gonna take any fights. Just gonna use the Blackclaw to sacrifice, get something out of that armory maybe. While on the meantime, getting another tower and getting more control around the map. That's actually quite big. They are gonna eye the Ghostwing apparently, just because they gave away the Blackclaw.
Just objectives. Even though you're way ahead in terms of kills, it's still the objectives that are gonna matter, and that's what Impunity did. They just focused on objectives, and in turn, it secured them the kills.
That's also why they're way ahead in goal right now. 10k at 19 minutes. That's not bad at all. Of course, they're still going for a chase. They want to make that gap bigger. They are controlling the rest of the map, the rest of the jungle, not letting Bigetron anywhere near gold sources.
Yeah, they're not able to come out, because as soon as they come out, there might be a squad.
Yeah, they're gonna get dove in.
Yeah.
It's
Man,
just so sad.
This is just really brilliant map control here by Impunity. No other words for it.
Non-stop rotations, my friend. That's exactly what they're doing. Turret gets poked out in less than 5 seconds. That's how powerful this Impunity lineup already is.
They didn't even need the minions to be there. So,
Yeah.
the
pure raw damage,
pure
man.
raw damage. The backdoor protection? What are you talking about?
Talking about? That doesn't exist in this game anymore if you're Impunity, and they are fully utilizing that. Of course, Vox, Gwen, who do you pick out first? That's the question here for Bigetron.
What they need to pick out? They need to pick out anybody that is not any kill at all, because right now they're having a hard time killing anybody from Impunity. The only chance that they will have is if they catch off 1 or 2 Impunity members that are not part of the pack.
Yeah, make sure you try to split him up around. If they're while they're doing the splits, maybe try to catch someone off guard. Again, that's kind of a bit of a tall order here for a team such as Bigetron, apparently, because Impunity, they're always within earshot of each other.
They are, and they're still sticking together.
Yeah, they just tanked that ultimate, no problem whatsoever. Quartervaw says, is that all you got? Come on.
That's all you got? I'm gonna go home real quick.
Got more HP in that. I can take this creep. You're not gonna get any gold. Then we're just gonna go back to base and regen over again.
That's the problem, because Impunity can go home freely without any repercussions, and Bigetron, they need to start pushing, and they're not pushing at all. They're not able to come out of their bases.
Exactly.
Base. They only have one base.
You don't actually want to hook anyone except for Gwen in. Otherwise, you're going to get creamed here in this bottom lane part of the map.
And you really don't want to get creamed.
Yeah, you really don't want to get creamed at all. It will hurt a lot. Of course,
there's a chance that being creamed will blind you.
That's true. That's true. All right.
What are we talking? We're talking about the game. We're talking about Black Claw.
Black Claw gonna be the next target here for Impunity. 5-man hook into that Grumpjaw. That just might be the case. Ultimate gonna be caught in by surprise here. A lot of the members of Bigetron just disappeared from the critical strikes of that Gwen. Triple kill. Gonna be there so far. And I think it will be just this lone Yates to try to bait them out of harm's way. Just try to lure them out of the base, but it's not going to matter at all. Crystal's going to fall left and right. Nothing left to defend. Vain Crystal.
Who gives a damn about minions? We're just gonna tank the crystal damage, and this is it. Game number 1 goes to Impunity. A bit overdue, game 1, but, you know, it's still game 1.
That was a massacre.
That was a complete massacre.
Yeah, Bigetron's going to have nightmares with that one. They didn't even...